Hi, welcome to today's Talk of the Town. I'm Sandy Benson. Dr. Rothwell and Dr. Lenick are both accredited members of the American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry. And today, Dr. Dianna Lenick joins us to introduce their practice and speak about TMJ disorders and its treatments. Welcome to the show, Dr. Dianna Lenick.
Thanks for having me.
And so let's talk a little bit about TMJ for those who have never experienced it.
TMJ is a joint that sits in front of the ear. And it's the joint, we have two because we have two sides to our head, that allows us to move our jaw open and closed, eat, speak, etc.
And so when somebody's experiencing TMJ, it's actually clicking, locking?
It can be a number of things.
Okay.
Clicking and popping noises are one of the first symptoms of when a joint starts to have dysfunction. And what that means is that the disc or cartilage that sits on the lower bone, and it's hooked there like a bucket handle. It gets displaced, and sometimes it's partially displaced, and in that regard you get the lower bone going under it and then clicking back off. So there's your click and pop.
Okay.
It can be totally displaced, a little farther forward, and you might get a louder noise. There's your pop.
Understood. So what's new in its diagnosis and treatment?
Well, utilizing MRI technology and CT scans, the CT machines a lot of dentists now have in their offices. It's a 3D image that allows us to view the bone. The MRI is what we use to see the cartilage and the soft tissues that are involved in the joint. So it's basically diagnosing each joint separately. Your joints may be different than my joints.
Certainly.
And historically we've treated TMJ as like a one fit for everybody.
But it's really not.
It's really not.
And so what does in symptoms in an abnormal TMJ say in children?
In a child, you're going to have less pain at this,
Okay.
at that stage. You'll have less jaw noises. You might have a little bit of clicking and popping, but it's usually not as much as an adult. One of the first big clues is a jaw that locks, whether a jaw that doesn't open or close for a period of time.
Okay. And what are some of the causes for a child to have developed TMJ?
Causes of TMJ are generally trauma, whether it's an adult or a child.
Okay.
An adult, you might think it's like it could be a whiplash injury or an injury sustained in childhood where you fall and you bump your chin, you get hit with a ball. I've heard all kinds of stories, falling off a balance beam, a bicycle.
And in a child, it can go undiagnosed for quite a while, correct? Because most people aren't in tune to that.
Most people don't have pain.
Okay.
An orthodontist might see it earlier, or a dentist treating children may see it earlier in that a child may develop an open bite, meaning the teeth in the front don't overlap.
Okay.
Or a bite where the teeth are closed on one side and open on the other, and an orthodontist can't get that to close.
Okay.
Children that have a retruded chin should be checked. Children that have an asymmetrical face, meaning one side of the face is shorter than another.
Understood. And so how about symptoms in the adult TMJ?
Adult
Same?
symptoms in the mid-20s,
Okay.
generally, you can have the same symptoms, the locking, the clicking, the popping, and all that. Or you'll have more pain as an adult.
Okay. And the treatments are similar or different?
Different in that in a child, if you can intercept the injury before the bone stops growing, so before puberty,
Okay.
then if you can get that bone back under that cartilage, then the bone can grow. So you can do that either with orthodontics and pull the bone under the disc, or surgery.
Okay. But with adults, not the same?
Adults, you can't correct it orthodontically.
Okay.
You can correct it with surgery. You can you can manage the problem with splints, with physical therapy, chiropractic services, restorative dentistry, those kinds of things.
Okay. And so your practice is primarily cosmetic, correct?
We're general dentists.
Okay.
So we do any realm of general dentistry. We happen to be accredited with the American Academy of Cosmetic Dentistry, which is a long process, anonymous process. So it just gives us that extra certification.
And where are you located?
We're located by the hospital on Hospital Center Commons, building number 11.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for your information, and we will have all of your information as well as Dr. Rothwell's on the screen.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us today. And we'll be right back with Talk of the Town.